artistic point of view, are the music room decorated and furnished in a neoclassic style, the Putti room entirely dedicated to Flemish painting, and the stove room, a masterpiece by Pietro de Cortona, who painted it in 1637 with the Four Ages of Man, commissioned by the Medici, which represented the inauguration of the Baroque season for the Florentine painting school.